Have you ever found yourself looking for the perfect watercolor set only to end up frustrated, endlessly scrolling because there are so many options that you can't choose and you don't know where to start? Well, I'm here to help. Fear no more, we are going to skip all of this. I'm here to help you find the perfect set for you. Beginners. So if you're a beginner, you're probably interested in a small set with just a few colors to learn color theory properly, to learn how to mix your colors, to learn how to create secondary colors, and don't depend on large sets that will probably discourage you from painting. The small set has to be capable of mixing, so avoid gritty colors, avoid muddy colors, avoid bad quality colors that would end up giving you chalky, ugly, muddy, muted mixes. You need to stick to high quality or at least decent, good quality, student quality. Avoid trendy palettes. The cheap, super trendy, super colorful that look like candy palettes on Amazon and all those palettes with 36, 24 that cost you less than $20 are usually not worth it. For that price, you could get at 6 colors, even 12 colors, student grade palette and rock it. Let's talk about paints and recommendations for beginners. So beginners, the fact that you're a beginner doesn't mean you have to begin with crap supplies. If you're interested in learning an art form, you should try good art supplies. I'm not saying you should try the best art supplies and most expensive ones, but at least try to do some research and try to find something that's good for you and that helps you learning, that's not a burden and will help you improve. So, these are Paul Rubens. The original set comes with these 12 colors, and honestly, it's all you need. You don't need anything else. If you get this palette, I got it on Amazon, but you can buy it on AliExpress, on the official Paul Rubens store too. You can wait for a discount. Paul Rubens does a lot of discounts depending on the season. And you can get it for less than $25, much less. I think I got it for 22 euros on Amazon, and I've seen it with better discounts on their AliExpress store with free shipping to Europe, and it was almost, I think, below 20 euros. I mean, that's amazing, an amazing price. The paints are professional grade, and they won't get on your way while learning, so if you're a beginner, I'd consider these paints. If you don't want to invest in this, I'd get their student grade line. They have, I think this is from the student grade, a tube. They have tubes, and they also have a beautiful set with full pans, and according to reviews, it's really good. And I believe it because Paul Rubens never disappoints. So, yeah. I'd also consider getting Van Gogh if you're in Europe and you can get them easily, because Van Gogh paints are amazing paints. I'd also consider maybe getting Rosa Gallery if you're in Europe. And I'm sorry for the American folks, I don't have any suggestion except maybe avoid Cotman. They're not as good as they pretend to be. No, they're not. They're super sad, dry. I'm going to demonstrate to you how sad the Cotmans are. So, I don't have to do much because you see these two colors. This is Winsor & Newton Cotman's Alizarin Crimson, and this is White Knight's Alizarin Crimson. To get to this level of saturation, I had to let the half pan soak for almost 5 minutes, and I have to scrub aggressively with my brush. To get to this level of saturation with White Knights, I had to do nothing. This is the saddest thing ever. If you want to upgrade from student line to professional line, I'd say go for it. You can go little by little, choosing your own colors and buying color by color, or you can get a full set. If you're not fond of full sets, because there's always the risk many colors you dislike come with the sets, you don't want to get a particular set because reasons, you can get your own colors one by one. Professional grade. They're meant for professionals, but no, it doesn't mean you have to be a professional to buy them. There are some professional lines that are really affordable, really easy to find here in Europe, and they are gorgeous, gorgeous. I always recommend for beginners Rosa Gallery watercolors. They're from Ukraine. They're high quality, they're so cheap, less than $2 a full pan, and they perform super well. They're worth it. Things to keep in mind: are you vegan? Are you? Because if you're vegan, please, please, please pay attention. Not all watercolors are vegan friendly. Many brands like Sennelier or M. Graham use honey on their paints. I know some vegans think using honey is okay, but I also know most vegans don't. And please, please notice that most watercolors use ox gall on their binder formula. Ox gall comes from the ox, it's an animal, and it's an animal product, so please be careful. Many watercolors aren't vegan friendly. So vegan friendly brands that I know, actually, I don't know. I think Core is vegan friendly. It's very expensive, but Core is vegan friendly. They don't use ox gall. They use a binder called Aquazole that it's vegan friendly. Daniel Smith, I don't know. I don't trust them. They lie so much about their paints. I don't know. Gansai paints from Kuretake. Okay, this is tricky. Gansai paints are a Japanese traditional type of paint that are made with animal binder, but Kuretake says their Gansai Tambi paints do not contain any animal glue. If you want to believe this or not, do as you please, take your risk. Another thing to keep in mind: do you like to have control over how your watercolors flow? Or do you like them to move around and bleed freely? If you like to have control, then I recommend you watercolors like Mijello Mission Gold. Mijello paints stay where they are and you can move them around with a brush. Paul Rubens also are really easy to control. If you like paints to move and bleed freely, then I suggest you use Core, Paul Rubens, Rosa Gallery. All those three bleed and move and expand on water really freely and really nicely. Opacity. Do you like opacity? If you like it, it's okay. Do you hate opacity? Well, if you're not a fan of opacity in watercolors, then I can give you a list of colors you could avoid. Granulation. Okay, so if you are a granulation lover like me, you probably want to collect as many granulating paints as possible and you want the most dramatic ones. So if you like dramatic effects and textures, go for Daniel Smith. Expensive. Daniel Smith, Roman Schmoll, Schminke. Schminke is expensive, but it's worth it. High quality, beautiful textures. Schminke's French Ultramarine has a beautiful granulation. I totally recommend it. But if you don't like granulation, then you could stick to less granulating, less texture paints. Like Paul Rubens offer less texture. Van Gogh offers a little granulation. It's not really dramatic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this video helps you find the perfect watercolor set for you. And see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.